Hi everybody, Tony here. Today I'm here to talk about the concept of EDC or everyday carry. Now, the interesting thing with that is it is a very personal collection of items that an individual would basically want to have on their person or very near to them in an everyday scenario, obviously. So now, depending on where you live, the time of year, just what you're comfortable with, licensure, and a variety of things, yours may be different. So a lot of times I've seen in other videos where people claim that, this is what I need or this is what you should have for EDC. I am saying none of that. This is not what you should have. This is what I carry. And again, these items fluctuate depending on where I'm going. Am I in my truck and somebody else's vehicle? Am I at work or what have you? I have these things laid out so that way they're easier for me to carry. And so that way as I can have them at my disposal should I need something. And again, that doesn't mean necessarily shit has to hit the fan. I may just need to open a box. So depending on whether you're in law enforcement, military, ex-military, or just a regular guy going to work or a regular gal going to work, that these are some of the things that I carry, and just to give you a little bit of inspiration in putting together your own EDC package that will basically work for you. All right, everybody. Now, again, these items can change. This is just a basic everyday carry. I do always have, first of all, my iWatch on me that is synced up to the phone that I am now recording on. So I've got a smartphone, a smartwatch that I carry with me. I also have one that when I want to go outdoors that's a little bit more durable and less fragile than the iWatch. But other than that, these are some of the other things I carry. Now, I just picked up the Glock 19 Gen 5. That's a whole separate review. It is my first Glock, so some people may say, why didn't you get the 4? Why didn't you get the 3? Or any other model? I've got other handguns. This is just the one I just recently have acquired, so I am breaking it in now, trying a variety of different holsters. I'm waiting on my alien gear. I've also got a couple other that have magazines. So anyway, whether or not you have a CCW, whether or not it ethically confines to your belief systems, I just often have one of these because of a variety of different reasons. Not that basically where I live is very safe, where I work, and sometimes that can present an issue with me. So, be that here or there, handgun. Now, with this is I obviously have my truck keys, and I've got my basic janitor set where I've got the Cobalt clip, so that way I can clip it on my pocket, a pack, or what have you. But I've got just a few different items aside from the various keys to my home, other locks, gun safe, etc., and your, basically frequented places where you like to shop. But this little guy here is a smart knife that I just picked up, and I don't know if I'll be able to see it, but there it is. True Utility Smart Knife. Only cost me 13 bucks. The thing I like is it does have a pocket knife. It can loosen up a few different bolts. It's got a screwdriver. It's also got itself a little bottle opener and a seatbelt cutter, so it can come off. So in the car, that could have just a variety of uses, but it's easy to unclip and throw in my pocket if I don't want to carry my, kind of redneck set of keys here. Got a through night, small little light. Also, this is kind of nice, and I can't remember. I think it's from the same brand as this guy's. I got it in the same area in the same handsome carrying case that is reusable later. But where is it? This guy here, inside, if you unscrew it, you can carry yourself like any denomination of one singular dollar bill, 1, 5, 10, up to 100, what have you. But it's kind of nice just to have a few extra bucks. You run out of gas, you forget your wallet. That guy's a little nice to have. So just keeping a couple dollars in there, even valet parking. I've got myself a very cheap knife. It's just by M-Tech, but again, this is for opening boxes at work. Spring assist. I can't remember how much it was. It is big and it is bulky, so I don't always carry that unless I'm wearing like 511s or cargos or something of that nature, but there's that. And then also I just love my Van Quest. It's got my IDs and other items in it. Plus you can carry a couple bucks in there. So this also has the the blocker in it, so that way it cannot be scanned and nobody can get my credit card info from there. So anyway, that's that. Now, moving onward, this is one thing I just recently picked up. It is a VanQuest personal pocket organizer. So I'm not, saying VanQuest. These were just available at the same place right next to each other, the place River's Edge Cutlery that I like to go to. I just grabbed them. So I'm not saying there's Maxpedition out there. There's other brands. I got this one. I liked it for the reasons I show you inside. I'm not knocking or preferring one over the other. This is just the one I got. It cost me about like 25 bucks, and it serves my purposes. This is an everyday carry pouch. If you can kind of see here, is it's, I've got it stuffed to the gills. It is big and basically can carry all the little items I need. It is something instead of a go bag scenario. I've got that, and I've also got my truck load out kind of an idea. But if you want something you can grab, you could yank it out of your car, throw it into work. It is kind of nice as far as that, so that way you can do that. If you can kind of see here, and I can't remember the model, but it is about, as you can see, 8 inches across by about, 5 and change, and depending on how, fat you want it, let me see here. I've got it about, with the flashlight in the back, just about 4 inches. So it is a nice, again, it's the VanQuest. I just put the morale patch on the outside because I just didn't want the field left blank. So I'm going to go through this here in just a moment and kind of show you the contents on the inside. But this is kind of an interesting little thing, is if you do not want to go the go bag route, you do not want to go into something that is a bug out bag or what have you, you can have some items at your disposal. At least will help you out in a jam. You can make it survival. You can make it, I've seen people do like techie gear, different batteries and earphones and iPhones and phones and whatever. So again, this is personal to you, whatever you would like. I just want to share with you the concept and kind of let you make a decision from there. Okay, to start, I just weighed this thing, and it's pretty beefy. It's about like 3 pounds here. And some people might say, oh, that's a little bit heavy, but I'm not through hiking the Appalachian Trail with the thing. This is something I throw in my truck. It's got a nice little beefy handle here, and some people say, as far as the comparison to the Maxpedition, this one is doubled over, if you can kind of see, so it's just a little bit smaller. Again, that's preference. You could lock the two of these, zipper pulls together if you want. You can split them down. I just like them up at the top. It's also got a little pouch on the outside. I usually keep just like a $10 bill in there too. So that way, if just in case I'd ever get out, not that I don't carry my wallet or have money, but just, have a couple extra bucks. Like I said before, there's a place for a morale patch, a name patch, what have you. But basically, I just put that on there for the heck of it so it doesn't wear out. If you can see, it's got MOLLE webbing in through the back, a couple down through the bottom. I just stuck a flashlight in here, just so that way as I have a little extra lighting. This being on the outside, I'd probably throw it in my pocket or what have you, rather than keeping it through there. This, as fat as it is, no, it probably will not fit inside of a cargo pocket. There is just a one step down smaller size, and then even some just a little bit larger than a deck of cards, still fat. But this one, I have about everything in here but the kitchen sink. That's just how I roll. I like to have certain little items with me. Plus, I find it kind of just fun to think out scenarios. So I've added and deleted. And so again, if you've seen my video on the go bags, this is the one that I just kind of recently put together. I've got another one in my truck that's larger. So I've got small, medium, oh my gosh, and then I've got, for bug out size, another. But this guy here, if you're a minimalist, these things can work out well. So let's open it up inside, and I'll show you some of the gear that I have. Okay, from here I'm going to go ahead, and if you can see, open it up. This, as you can see, is pretty well packed at the gills with just a variety of different things. I have it anywhere geared from survival to everyday gear to just random stuff. These are items that I had just kind of laying around, and I thought, that'd be kind of cool to have. Yeah, why not? So, again, headphones are not going to save my life out in the woods, but then again, I may just want to have them for my iPhone. This little cord right now is tethered to my phone because it was dying, and it is now plugged into my Anchor, which I also keep one of those in my car, or with me at any given time. So I'm just going to kind of go through this real quick and kind of just point out some of the items that I have. Don't know if I'm going to de-gut this thing. The one thing about this is they have different models that actually open up even a little bit wider this way. I just like the clamshell kind of bifold on this, because if it was bigger, I'd probably pack it with more crap. So right now, as I have a lot of stuff that I could probably justify in one way, shape, or form. But again, I'm trying to inspire you, not saying this is what you need to have, because I do not believe in that. I don't know you. I don't know who's watching. So I'm just sharing with you some of the things that I have. So this is opposed in the VanQuest as opposed to the Maxpedition in this size model. I believe that the little addition of some of these little, this row down here is an addition, which is kind of nice. It does have, you know, kind of the orange background, so you can kind of see things a little bit better. But anyway, let's kind of get into some of this stuff, and I'll try to hold on to the camera and show. But obviously, I've got my headphones for my iPhone, a little multi-tool down and through here. I believe this is a Gerber, but it's kind of nice. It'll just, you know, kind of do some, you know, basic functions, nothing too, you know, too huge. I've got my Leatherman and my go bag out in the truck, so I've got that. A little little compass. I just clipped it on there. You can clip it on a hat, a belt, molly webbing, what have you. Just nice to have in here. It didn't take up much space. These are the thin optics. I do need glasses, so these are kind of cool. You can put these on a keychain, obviously, but if you need to read, there you go. So it's kind of cool. Again, by Thin Optics, and so they fit kind of nicely in this little area right about now. So chapstick. This little guy here is a, I think I just got it at my local grocery store in the random, you know, hardware section. But in it, inside this, in the very end, if you unscrew this cap, there are different drill bits in there. Everything is small for eyeglasses, but just some random screws, Phillips head. There's about 5 or 6 different bits in there. That was like $5, so I figured, why not, you know, just come in handy. Obviously, I got some zip ties here. This I really kind of like is the, it's a Phoenix. Let me see here. I don't know if, I think I've got, I should have it, yep, charged up. So there you are. But this little guy, if you can see, you can kind of clamp on. It's got a lanyard that is in here right there. So if I wish to kind of use this just for a little light redundancy, but it is, again, by Phoenix. I can't remember the model number, but it was around $30, but something I could also use, but I already have one on my keychain. This is the CRKT. It's a multi-tool, so it's got a nice little clamp on it. Again, you can use it for nuts and bolts, screwdriver, kind of a redundancy to the other thing I had on my keychain, but it's in here and it's staying here. Little Neosporin right behind. I always like to keep an extra hard drive on there for work, for random, what have you. For some people, you could always keep personal information on there, but you're running a risk if this thing gets stolen, you're screwed. Again, the lanyard. Bic lighter. This is the, here you are, the Frontier emergency filter straw. Over here is the other part to it. It just didn't fit in this little thing, but for water filtration. Got myself a key in here. Let me see if I can open it one-handed. All right, he's doing well. Some fire starting, some there's a striker, some windproof matches in there, some tinder. So that's what that guy is. This right here is a power source for my iPhone. It gives up to one free charge, or one full charge rather. I got a Write in the Rain pad, and back in here is some writing instruments. And on over to this side, if you can see, is I've got a Sharpie. This little guy, let me see if I can open this up one-handed. Probably not. Let me see here. Yeah, there we go. And whoop. So one of these little, yeah, so perfect. So nice little, again, fire redundancy to have. Sorry, I just let that get out shut, but I want to close that. I've got myself some cordage that I just took off of here, some of the nano cord. There's the side, but I put it inside of a little baggie here, right next to that. Let's see, what else have I got in there? Safety pin. I could probably have a few more of those. A little hand sanitizer, some floss. Well, yes, it flosses, but if anybody's into survival or watched YouTube enough, there's a lot of other things you could use that for. I've got myself a little Spyderco. knife. I'm just going to leave it in there for now. Again, redundancy on bladeage. This is another little tool I just took off of. Sorry, I'm trying to hold all this at the same time when I'm not doing too well at it. And I can't remember. Yeah, another true utility product. There we are. The fixer, it's got a pocket tool, a little pry bar. This is for bicycle spokes. If you can see here, you can take off a variety of little nuts and bolts. Box openers, different screws and what have you. Yeah, I guess for measurement, if you need to measure something that's small. Okay, sorry. I did have this on my keychain, but I just got the other thing here recently, so I figured, what the heck. A couple wet fire tinder. I've also, if you can see here, I've got something to help charge up the Phoenix, as well as it will charge up my anchor and other items. I've got myself a fire steel here, ferro rod, glow stick. I've got a handful of wet ones, and then back in here and behind this, which is kind of stuck in there now. Come on. Well, you have to trust me. In here is random Advil and Band-Aids and some gauze pads and some other knickknacks, as well as the small version, the Wizzy wipes here, which are really kind of cool, that once you get them a little bit wet, they enhance. These are the large towel size. I think I have one in there. Maybe I've even got 2 or 3. I can't remember. But I've also got the smaller version in there just for that. But again, if you can see, this has kind of a wealth of a variety of different items in it. This is just stuff I threw together. Why? Because that would be my only reason. I could justify using it. Yes, I've got fire. I got things to write with, stuff to help out in communication, even though I keep my phone in my wallet. Sanitation if I need to get something out of my teeth. Open a box, cut something, what have you, if I need to see. But this is just mine. This is my reasons, mine only. Again, you can make it for survival. You could make it pertaining to if you're an IT tech and you need zip ties and things to open and close a computer, what have you. But the personal pocket organizers do come in a variety of sizes. This, again, is the VamQuest. And like I said, I can't remember the specific model number, but I gave you the measurements earlier. So have a little fun with them. They can be changed in and out. Oh yeah, I forgot I got little nail clippers there too. They're always kind of fun if you got a hangnail. But so anyhow, just consider these a little bit of inspiration of why I did it. I'm not saying that anybody needs to do this sort of thing. But it just gives you an idea if you wanted to put one of these together pertaining to you, your lifestyle, your belief systems, or the dangers you may encounter. I highly recommend doing one of these things just to give you a little bit of peace of mind and preparedness. So anyway, that's Tony from Outdoor Therapy, and I'll see you later.